You're about to invest months solving a problem you haven't verified you actually have. The move feels right. It feels like strategy, but the cost isn't the time you spend building the wrong solution. It's what you don't do while you're building it. A famous person called Richard Feynman, I hope I've pronounced that right, Richard, walked into the presidential inquiry on the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. I think it was about 86. The commission had been running for weeks. Engineer reports complex theories about what failed and why. But Feynman bought a glass of ice water in. That's right, a glass of ice water. He dropped a piece of the O-ring material in it. In front of the cameras, the O-ring went stiff, lost its resilience, couldn't seal. Weeks of investigation, rooms full of experts, and the answer was a glass of water and one question nobody had asked. What actually happens to this material at low temperature? Not what the models predicted. What actually happens when you test the thing? I want to talk about 3 conversations I've had over Slack in the last 2 weeks, and they're all with my clients. No calls, messages, sometimes 50 words, and in each one the same pattern. First, a SaaS partner convinced he had his platform was costing him deals. He'd built a 12-section pipeline analysis, thoroughly worked. It was really good. His conclusion was, I need to switch platforms. Before I gave him my take, one question. Of the deals you've lost in the last 12 months, how many were actually lost because of the platform? Name the specific deals. He came back 2 days later with the numbers. 3 deals, $11,000. That was the platform loss bucket. The other bucket was $140,000 lost to prospects running spreadsheets, homegrown builds. The platform had nothing to do with it. A platform transition was a 12-month build to solve a 3% problem. The real move was actually in the data. He just hadn't counted it. Second, a SaaS partner with 91 warm leads, consent already confirmed, building a staged email sequence. Version 1 to a subset, version 2 to no reply, version 3 was touched with a different angle altogether. Thoughtful, very thoughtful, all created with the help of AI, but one message back from me sent to all 91 this week. Personally, 1-to-1 and book 5 discovery calls, not a stage sequence, all of them. This week, the complexity wasn't protecting the leads, it was protecting him from finding out whether they'd actually reply. Third, a SaaS partner running LinkedIn outreach, solid daily numbers, but accepted connections sitting uncontacted for 3 weeks. Not a system problem, a Tuesday morning problem. The basic habit wasn't running. One message, clear the backlog today and check every morning before you open anything else. Now, here is what's actually happening in all 3 of my client conversations. And I want to name something that's making this pattern worse, not better. AI. AI is brilliant at building the complex solution. It will design the stage sequence. It will map the platform migration. It will give you a 12-section analysis that looks exactly right, because AI is very good at predicting the next likely pattern based on what you tell it or the information that it's got from your IP. But that's the problem. It can only work with what you gave it. It can't tell you what your Tuesday morning actually looks like. It can't count your real deal losses by cause. It doesn't know which bucket is 11,000 and which is 140,000 until you do the work and find out. AI can analyze, it cannot diagnose. And the person who has sat with 200 situations like yours doesn't give you the plan that fits the pattern. They give you the one question that tests whether the pattern is even yours. That is a completely different thing. The plan, the AI build, looks like progress. It feels like strategy. and it protects you from the direct move, the one that gives you the real answer fast because it might come back wrong. The plan never fails while it's still a plan. Before you commit to the complex solution, 3 things. Count the actual cost of the problem you think you have, not estimate it, count it. Put a dollar specific figure on the losses you're about to spend months solving. The number will surprise you, and the surprise is the answer. Ask the diagnostic question about your own behavior, not your strategy. What did you actually do on the Tuesday morning? The gap between the system you're building and what you did on the Tuesday is almost always the real constraint. And do the first simple thing. Send the message to people you already have permission to contact. Go back to 5 lost prospects. Test the O-ring before you design the rocket. Your business already has the glass of ice water. The question is whether you're willing to drop the O-ring in it. Because the answer you need is almost always simpler than the solution you're building. And the month you spend on the wrong problem is a month you don't get back. If you're a SaaS partner who's about to make a major move but hasn't counted what the actual problem is costing you, go to paulhigginsmentoring.com because I would love to help. That's a wrap for today's conversation. If it landed, the next step is simple. Book a 30-minute call at talkpaul.com. That's talkpaul.com. You talk about where you are now, where you want to be, and what's blocking you or getting in the road. If I can help, we'll go from there. And if you found value in this episode, share it with one other SaaS partner who needs to hear it today. Until next time, goodbye.